Hey guys, it's Vanity, Ezel back with Cafe Vanguard, as in the Vanity weekly reviews. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and sorry. This time we are covering more reviews from GD Set 8. I believe this is our last week for reviews because I think at the end of this video we're getting the Mythic of Miracles, the Griffin, whose name I think starts with an R. But let's get this one shot and see what we got, because we got a lot of crossover cards, of which I'm going to pretty much skip over. First up, we have Lethal Assault Dragon, grade 2 set 5k shield, 10k base, a random support card for Scarlet Flame. Auto rearguard, when this new attack hits a Vanguard, if the Vanguard is a Scarlet Flame soul boss 1, choose an opponent's rearguard, mark it. If you didn't kill something, draw a card. Cool. It's nice for, in my opinion, early game pressure. I mean, it also works while you're just already on Gandiva, because it does kill something and possibly get you a draw. So either get you a bind thanks to Gandiva, or get you a draw thanks to its own skill. And then continues guard circle. If you have 5 or more face down cards in your bind zone, it gets 5,000 shield. Not a bad grade 2. And now that I'm thinking about it, remembering that Gandiva does bind stuff, this card is good. I just feel like it's a weird Gandiva support card and not necessarily needed, but I can see reasons to run this as like a 2 over 3 of tech, even just because, I mean, it is on hit pressure that can get you hand cards, and it has 10k shield base pretty much most of the time. That movie takes us over to Drag Ritter Shahid. This card looks like he's pulled straight out of a manga. Grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto rearguard during your battle phase when your other unit is placed on rearguard circle in the same column as it, or when your other unit in the same column as it stands. If you have a Vanguard Scarlet Flame, the card in this unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. I know this is specifically supposed to be Scarlet Flame, so my question is there a card in Gandiva that stands and I just don't remember it? Because I don't think there is. The only card I can think of is Alphacar, who can Superior Call. I don't think Gandiva has a stand card, unless like maybe it's just referring to the over trigger, which in that case, okay, fair enough, but I don't think Gandiva has multi-attack that way. Maybe it does, but like, you know, 2 over 3 of, I guess. I mean, really it's only here for Alphacar, but if there is a way to stand, I guess technically tech option. Then there's She's Finally Here, Cormstone, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, auto back or rear guard circle once per turn when your other unit is placed on rear guard circle saying column as her during the battle phase. Energy boss 3 stand her. Cool, okay, there's your booster. So being able to stand herself when anything is placed in front of her is incredible, because a lot of their Commander Sarah decks focus on bouncing and superior calling during battle phase. So being able to get an extra boost out of it, especially because that typically is the problem with a lot of multi-attack decks, is that they seem to be lacking in aggro. Well, there we go. Speaking of which, I also remember at the end of this video, we're also getting Kyrie's evolution, or like side grade, which is honestly pretty cool. So who knows, this might be a new card for Kyrie. Probably not, because Kyrie has a lot of like non-specific name support, but still options there. It's a solid 2 of, though, for a lot of their Commander Sarah decks, because again, free stand. And then we have Be Silent Astori, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, auto rearguard circle once per turn during your opponent's battle phase when your opponent's rearguard stands, CB1 soul boss 1, and that unit lose 5,000 power for the turn. That is a very unique way to deal with your opponent's multi-attack. You just make the unit lose 5k. I think, honestly, what Bushy should do is for, like, their next really random, like, just pack filler main grade 3, they should make it be a skill where it minuses the opponent's power every time they attack. I think that would be a very interesting gimmick to roll with, because that is actually a very unique skill. So, you know, I hope Bushy actually does that, and I hope they learn from this card. Solid 4 just for the uniqueness alone. That takes us over to our Bang Dream cards. This is the Mygo series, so I'm gonna do what I did last week with the other cards and just pretty much go straight through them. Grade 0 boost, 5k show, 6k base, in the beginning of the words Tomari Takamatsu. So standard auto removal confidence I can draw a card, standard starter, and about it, take that as you will. Next up is Recalling the Sunlit Day Tomari Takamotsu, grade 1 boost, 5k, not Takamotsu, Tomari Takamatsu, grade 1 boost, 5k shield, 8k base, auto when placed by writing from beginning of words Tomari Takamatsu. Search your deck or hand for up to 1 Innocent Cry Tomari Takamatsu. Search your deck for up to 1 Mygo music card, reveal them both, choose the Innocent Cry Tomari Takamatsu from among them, bind it, and if you bound, put the rest of the reveal cards into your hand and shuffle your deck, and if you bound a card from your hand, draw a card. So she searches for a random grade 1, and then on top of that, she then gets you your order, which is great, and if you end up losing a card from your hand, well, you get to draw a card. All around, not a bad grade 1 at all, considering it searches both the deck for a card and possibly gets your hand card out of it as well, so a very solid 1 of. Next up is Hitso Shikizu, alternately known as 1 Droplet, grade 1 Bang Dream normal order music, auto input on rearguard circle. If your Vanguard has a Mygo, put this card to the order zone, and act order zone once per turn by energy busting 3. Search your deck or drop zone for up to 1 Mygo normal unit without Tomari Takamatsu in its card name that is not the same name as the card in your bind zone. Bind it, and if you search your deck, you shuffle it. So obviously this deck's focused on a lot of binding to proc off a lot of effects based off of what I know what other future orders do, and it's literally a free cost because you get free 3 energy every turn, so you can always use that skill. Next up is I Will Never Let Go of Your Hands, Tomari Takamatsu, grade 2 and set 5k shield, 10k base, all placed by writing from Recalling the Sunlit Day Tomari Takamatsu. Search deck for 1 Mygo music card, reveal player to hand, shuffle your deck. Cool, it's a grade 2 that on place get you an order. It's a nice card to have in the right deck, so there you go. Next up is Tambe, so alternatively known as Kindling Beat Ember, grade 2 normal order music, auto placed on rearguard circle, check the top 7 for up to 1 grade 2 less Mygo unit card, call out the rearguard circle and shuffle the deck, and until end of your opponent's next turn, cards in your bind zone cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effect. All pretty solid, you get an extra free rearguard on board, and for literally a turn, your cards in your bind zone can't be touched by your opponent's units, so if your opponent ever tries to Shoujo Doji you as an anti-meta threat, in case this deck does become meta like last time, well, there's the middle finger to them. Next up, we have our main grade 3 in Crying Heart, Tomori Takamotsu. Grade 3 200 present art, 13k base. Auto and place on Vanguard Circle, search your deck or drop zone for up to 1. Search your deck or drop zone or face-up damage for up to 1 Mygo unit card that is not the same name as a card in your bind zone. Bind it, and if you search your deck, you shuffle it, and if you bounce from the damage zone, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up. Unfortunately, that does mean you are not going to get a damage trigger out of it, but at least you're not losing a CB out of it, and it gets you a free card to bind zone from either deck or damage zone or even drop zone, so pretty much everything becomes your filter. And then continues Vanguard Circle. If your bind zone has 1 Innocent Cry Tomori Takamotsu, this unit gets all the active abilities of that card, and if your opponent's Vanguard's a grade 3 or greater, this unit also gets Auto Vanguard at the start of your battle phase if your bind zone has unit cards with either Ano Chiyohae, Rana Karanayame, Soyo Nakasaki, and Takeshina, each in their card names. This unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. So essentially, you have to have all of those units, but being able to just get 5,000 power is pretty solid. And again, it gets you anything from anywhere thanks to its on-play skills, so not a bad grade 3, so take that as you will. I also really love her artwork. I think it looks really cool. Next up, we have, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Actually, I will. Ichi Jitsu Senshu, also known as a moment like eternity / a written letter like an eternity. Auto rearguard normal order music, grade 3. At the end of the battle, your Vanguard attack, if your bind zone has Innocent Cry Tomori Takamatsu, perform all the following according to the number of cards in your bind zone. Unit card with Enenchin. Okay, basically, all the cards that were on this grade 3, if they're in the bind zone, a rearguard of the same name stands it. So take that as you will. It allows you to multi-attack. I'm not about to go through each and every one of those individual skills because literally the exact same one verbatim. So there you go. If you want to pause it, go ahead, but I already told you what it does. Next up, we have Attention Seeker, Mood Maker, Ananchia. So I also love her art because, I don't know, her just hair looks so good. Like I said, I normally don't like the pink hair on units, but some units make it look really good. So grade 2 instant 5k shield, 10k base, auto and place on rearguard circle. Counter boss one, check the top 5 for any Mygo card with a grade less than equal to your Vanguard, reveal, put your hand, shuffle your deck. I think Mygo has their own PG, so that's just a CB1, check top 5 for a possible PG and or persona out of literally your entire deck. And then auto front or rearguard circle, right front or rearguard circle, once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit attacked into anything, either bind itself or put a card with Ananchia as different card name from this unit from your bind zone into the drop zone to draw a card. So it either sends a card in your bind zone to drop zone, but it has to be a different name in this unit, which I mean camera with all the binding you're doing in the deck, or you just try to bind her herself and set up for your next turn just to replace her with a draw. Not a bad grade 2 at all. Get you a card to hand to simply replace and get you a hand card for binding either itself or something else, so good card. Next up, we have Place Where She Can Breathe, Rana Kaname, grade 2 intercept 5k shield, 10k base, auto left front or rearguard circle for both of her skills. The first one allows her to get 5,000 power if you have a Rana Kaname in your bind with a different card name from her, and if you chose to give her 5,000 power, which was a May clause, you would bind her at the end of the turn. So it gets you extra bind zone, it's a 15k swing. Then the other skill is when she stands by the ability of your music order and your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 greater, you can perform drive checks for the battle that she attacked until end of turn, and if you persona of that turn, you can ditch a card from your hand and put a Rana Kananame with a different card name from her in your bind zone to the drop zone to give her +1 drive. So essentially, she'll have twin drive for her battle. So cool. She can do drive checks when she stands by an ability, and you can even give her twin drive, not to mention the fact that she can be a 15k base. Not a bad grade 2 at all. I feel like she could have had a little bit more to her, but honestly, like, her skill is solid. The only reason I realized that she had more is just because, I don't know, looking at her, she feels plain. That's not to say her skill is plain. She just visibly looks plain to me for some reason. I don't know why. Next up, we have Earnest Feeling, Soyo Nagasaki. She does not have pink hair, but great God, this is my favorite looking unit. Like, the way her hair just flows, her face, mwah. I love this card. Anyways, auto when placed on rearguard circle, grade on boost back and show AK base. Bind a Mygo card from your hand to draw a card and give someone on your board plus 5,000 power. So cool, it can even be herself. And then auto right back or rearguard circle. Once per turn, when this unit boosts a Mygo unit, soul boss 1 to end of battle when your opponent cards from hand the guard circle 2 more at the same time. At the end of your turn, shift to 1 Soyo Nagasaki and its different card name from your bind zone and put it into your drop zone. If you not choose a card, bind it. I like how there's a potential where you don't have to bind her, but still there will be times where you do have to bind her. But I like how on play she just raises a binds any card from your hand to get a draw as long as it's a Mygo, and she'll even be a 13k base. Not a bad grade 1 at all. Get you bind zone card, replaces it with a hand card for free, not to mention the fact that she basically guard restricts your opponent, and she just looks amazing, so easy for me. Next up, we have Cool Passionate Person Takishina. Great on boost 5k shield, aka base. Auto, when placed on rearguard circle, choose up to one Mygo music card from either your drop zone or face up in your damage zone. Put it to your soul. If you put a card from your damage zone, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up. I don't know why they have two skills that interact with the damage zone. Normally, that's very rare that a deck has that, unless it's Angel Feather. But for some reason, Mygo got two. Anyways, auto, hand, or rearguard circle. At the start of your guard step of the battle, your unit with Tomari Takamatsu's card name attacked. Bind this card and choose one of your units being attacked, and it gets 10,000 power for the battle. And then by putting a Takishina in this different card name from your bind zone to your drop zone, that unit gets another 5,000 power for the battle. So cool. That ability can be used before guarding, or like guarding normally or intercepting. But being able to basically give the Vanguard plus 10,000 power plus an extra 5k is pretty solid, because it basically turns her into a trigger, and she can do it from rear guard or from hand, so she will never be useless if you do end up calling her to rear guard circle. And she fetches you music from either drop zone or damage zone, so easy 3 of, if not a 4 of. Next up, we have a random Hound Razor card. I was really surprised that we got Hound Razor support this set. Hound Razor Hinami, grade 2 and stuff 5 shield, 10k base. Auto rear guard when your high beast attacks from the back row center column. If your Vanguards are grade 3 or greater Hound Razor, this unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. And your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or greater, choose one of your other rear guards and gets 5,000 power for the turn as well. So this unit gets 5k just from simply any attacking from back row. Doesn't matter if the opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or not. But if they are grade 3, someone else also gets 5k. So maybe it's attacking, or maybe another unit on your board. Also, pretty solid, she gets extra power. The only downside is Hound Razor right now can only attack once from back row center, so not the greatest skill in the world, but hey, still pretty solid. And then auto rear guard ends about that she attacked while boosted by a high beast. If your Vanguard's a Hound Razor, retire her to choose one of your rear guards with Hound Razor in the card name. Until end of your next turn, that unit cannot be chosen or retired by your opponent's card effects. So cool. I mean, it prevents your rear guards that are important, like maybe the intercepting one or the one that soul charges, from dying. But still, the fact that it only picks specifically a Hound Razor, so there's only 2 other units it could be outside of itself, is kind of iffy. But hey, it at least allows you to protect your units very easily, and it does give numbers with something attacks. So it's a solid 3 for Hound Razors. Next up, we have Reverbergon, grade 1 boost 5k shield, AK base. This thing is like a hell beast unleashed for some reason from Keter. Auto back or rear guard center. When he attacks into anything, if your Vanguard's a grade 3 greater Hound Razor, CB1 mark an opponent's grade 1 or less rear guard, and this unit gets 5,000 power for the turn. If you do at the end of the turn, put it to soul. So I'm kind of upset that its ability only activates when it swings from back or center. But on the bright side, it at least mercs a rear guard, and it can make itself a 13k, followed by sending itself to soul. It's actually going to be 18k, because you're probably already on Aoi, which makes her an 18k base. So, Soul grade 1. It gives you soul and mercs your opponent rear guard only for a CB, which can sometimes be a little bit hurtful to the deck, but still a good grade 1 to have in the deck, so it's a 3F for me. And on to our last reviews for the day. First up, we have Step by Step Let's See. Grade 1 boost 5k shield, AK base. Auto when she's placed on the rear guard circle. If your Vanguards are grade 3 or greater Kairi, you can choose to one unit card with the sustenance card from your drops and put it to soul. So cool, this basically, at least in terms of the grade 4, because I haven't seen what the grade 3 does yet, this allows you to basically get your grade 3 back into your soul, so that way you can use Acestus Live Kari again, and then continues rear guard during your turn if your Vanguards and Acestus gets 2,000 power. Okay, not a bad grade 1 support card for Kairi. It honestly does his job pretty well. I feel like though it's not necessarily needed for Kairi all around, because you have that one grade 1 that came out at the time of the grade 4 that I think gives itself plus 10k, but still very solid 2 of tech for it. Next up, we have Resonance of Reflection Apelli, grade 2, intercept 5k shield, 10k base. Auto placed on the rear guard circle. Choose a grade 3 card with Mermaid from your ride deck, and if you may reveal it. If you revealed a card or your Vanguards are grade 3 or greater Mermaid, card pass 1 and check the top 7. Choose up to 1 Mermaid normal unit without Sentinel from among them, or up to 1 Prism and Pearl Twinkle Powder from among them. Reveal it, put it to hand and shuffle the deck. If you're not, put a card countercharge 1. I believe Prism and Pearl Twinkle Powder is the grade 2 that searches the promo, or not the promo set order, like the set order that either gives stuff boost or intercept. I forgot which one it is, but cool that it can search out a unit from the top 7 or get you a counter charge out of it just for a free shuffle. And then auto rear guard once per turn. When your other form of rear guards return to your hand by the ability of your grade 3 greater Vanguard card in the card name, Energy Blast 4 and stand all of your rear guards in the same column as this unit. That is amazing, because you now stand your rear guard side column that isn't Apelli's column, and then if you're willing to give up the extra energy that you get from like just the normal turn, because you get 3 normally, then you're gonna have to pay an extra 1, you can stand a column regardless of what grade the opponent's Vanguard's at. That is a really good ability. I think it's a great grade 2 for that reason alone, and 4 of on that reason. Next up, we have our newest grade 3 to 9% on 13k base in Acestus Live Kari, so very different from the previous one. Continuous Vanguard. If your opponent's Vanguards are grade 3 or greater, all your rear guards placed this turn get 5,000 power. Okay, cool.
Second skill, Auto Vanguard. When it attacks at anything, choose up to 2 of your rear guards and return them to the hand, and then by counterblasting 1, you can choose up 2 cards from your hand, call them to open rear guard circles, and if your opponent's vanguards are grade 3 or greater, this unit gets +1 drive for the battle. And then finally, Auto Vanguard. At the end of your turn, choose up to 1 of your rear guards and return to the hand. If your Persona row, choose up to 2 cards instead. I like how whenever Bushy is now using like reran grade 3s, they're pretty much just combining the grade 4 with the original grade 3, because that's what they did with Patriarch, and that's what they're doing here, because that skill, the 5k one, is directly ripped from, what's it called, the grade 4 Kyrie, considering that ability was only proccable once your opponent hit grade 3, since you could only get to grade 4 Kyrie when your opponent is at grade 3. I like how this ability is just you get to pick 2 rear guards and bounce into hand, and then you can choose to call them back if you want to by paying 1 CB. It's a little bit annoying that it does cost a CB now, but I mean, she can at least put herself to triple drive, but not exactly triple drive, so A, she bypasses the blitz order, but then B, she can just choose to bounce out 2 cards to hand for defensive reasons, which is good, and at the end of the turn, you get to bounce some of the cards back, so your opponent's playing a board new deck will F them. Honestly, that's an amazing grade 3 support skill, and I can't wait to try that out, so Kyrie's doing good. And then we have our very last card from the set, and that is Mythisch of Miracles Ritztifer. Grade 2 Intercept 5k Shield, 10k base, the Giant Griffin. Auto placed on rear guard circle. Counter boss 1, check the top 7 for up to 1 grade 3 or greater card of Resound's Carnage from among them, and put it to your hand and shuffle the deck. And if you do not reveal a card, counter charge 1. So you basically get a top 7 search for Rezael, or you just shuffle your deck. So pretty solid. And then auto rear guard, when attacks on anything, if your vanguards are grade 3 or greater Rezael, it gets 5,000 power for the battle. Then if it was placed by rear guard on rear guard by the ability of your grade 3 or greater vanguard Rezael in the card name, and your damsel has 4 more cards, and they give it 10k instead of 5k. And if it got 10k and it's the 5th battle that turn, your opponent cannot call sentinels from hand to guard circle until the end of the battle. Okay, so it restricts sentinels during its battle swing. It is a 15 to 20k swing there without any additional buffs, and it can search your deck for Rezael. Not a bad grade 2. I was expecting something a little bit different from Ritztifer, but I mean, I'll still take it because it's a Sentinel Restrictor, which is fun. And I mean, again, a 15 to 20k swings by being placed by Rezael's ability isn't really that hard. So, solid grade 2. I'm not going to say this thing's going to define Rezael or not, but I'm going to at least say it's a solid 2 of or 3 of in Rezael. The only reason I say 2 of is possible spacing issues, but even then, I was pushing it. And without further ado, that's it for this one. I hope all of you guys enjoyed. That brings us to the end of DC Set 8. So I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, join us for Twitch. I'll see you all then. Don't forget to set up your vanguards.